Hello. You may have seen American weddings in movies, but did you wonder about some of the traditions that go with weddings in the United States? In Taiwan, most people are in their 30s when they get married, but in the United States, it is not unusual for people to get married when they are in their early or mid-20s. I have had students get married right after college to sweethearts they met in college. In America, you have to buy a license to get married. If you don't, your marriage will not be legal. Some people choose to be married at a courthouse by a judge known as a justice of the peace. But many people choose to be married in a religious ceremony in a church. Church weddings often have many people attending and many traditions. I will show you pictures from 4 different weddings I have attended recently. The bride and groom usually have their best friends with them. These men and women are called the wedding party, meaning the people involved in the ceremony. The best friend of the groom is called the best man. It is his job to help keep the groom from being nervous and to hold the bride's wedding ring until the groom is ready for it. The best friend of the bride is called the maid of honor if the friend is not married, or the matron of honor if the friend is married. She helps the bride with wedding plans, and during the ceremony, she helps with the bride's dress and the bouquet. She also usually holds the groom's wedding ring. Before the wedding, the best man organizes a bachelor party for the groom. The bride is not invited to this party, and sometimes it is a pretty wild party. The maid of honor also holds a party for the bride called a bridal shower. The bride's women friends give her gifts for her new household. The tradition is that the father of the bride escorts her to the front of the church to meet her husband-to-be. In the old days, when marriages were arranged, this was called giving away the bride. We still sometimes say this, even though the woman chooses her own husband today. If her father is not available, she chooses another man who is important in her life to escort her. This is a very big honor. The bride meets her fiancé, and the ceremony often includes music. A minister or priest performs the ceremony. An important part of the ceremony is when the bride and groom make their promises to each other. This is called saying their vows. Weddings often include lighting a unity candle. The 2 small candles joining to light a single big candle symbolizes the joining of the 2 lives. Another important part of the ceremony is when the bride and groom place their rings on each other's fingers. The minister then declares the bride and groom married and says, "You may kiss the bride." The minister introduces the couple as husband and wife. The guests stand and applaud. Then the newly married couple walks to the back of the church together. But the festivities are not over yet. The bride and groom greet every guest as they leave, often with hugs. Eventually, the married couple leaves the church together. Traditionally, people would throw uncooked rice at them. Today, people also sometimes throw birdseed, or as you see here, make bubbles. Then everyone goes to a reception, which is sometimes in the church building or sometimes at a place nearby. The bride and groom always travel in style. At the reception, the guests have refreshments or sometimes a full meal. People leave presents for the married couple. The bride and groom dance together. The bride also dances with her father, and the groom with his mother. I often see happy tears during these dances. Wedding cakes are very fancy. The bride and groom cut the cake together and feed each other the first bites from the cake. Near the end of the reception, the bride throws her flowers to the unmarried women at the reception. Here, the bride is about to throw the bouquet over her shoulder. The superstition is that the woman who catches the flowers will be the next to get married. In America, the groom and his best man always rent their tuxedos. But the bride always wants to buy her wedding dress, so she will always have it as a memory. This is my niece, Johanna, in her wedding dress. The traditional color for the dresses of first-time brides is white. If a woman gets married a second time, she may wear an off-white or another color dress. In some families, a wedding dress is handed down from mother to daughter. It is very special for a woman to wear the same dress her mother or maybe even her grandmother wore for their weddings. I hope you have enjoyed this look at some of the traditions of weddings in the United States.